Birthdays are important to me. In general, but specifically my birthday is important to me. Obviously, the holy grail of birthday celebrations is the surprise party, so I've always desperately wanted one. Like all great parties, a good surprise party can only be described and experienced in montage. There's a tiara, perhaps a sash, toast in your honor, a faithfully adhered to theme, dance floor makeouts, shots out of untraditional containers, and at the end of the night, a single tasteful tear so that everyone knows how much this is all meant to you. And I know you're thinking this sounds an awful lot like a regular birthday party. But the thing about great parties is they're a lot of work. Like, I collect RSVPs with the ruthlessness that more civically minded people whip votes. There are multiple follow-ups, cajoling, bargaining, threats. It's exhausting. And for someone to take that on your behalf, they must really love you. And so despite my enthusiasm for the art form, by the time I'd gotten to college, my dream of a surprise party of my own had eluded me. Sure, I'd been instrumental in the throwing of several surprise parties, always with the secret hope that someone would notice and reciprocate. But so far, no luck. And freshman year, I was determined to change this. In yoga class, I'd learned that sometimes you have to put what you want out in the universe and let the universe provide for you. Obviously, reciprocity was not working, so I decided to try that instead. I'm a September baby, so once I got on campus, I had to work quickly to get the message out. So I brought it up a lot. Like, in all the get-to-know-you exercises, I'd be like, hi, my name's Caitlin, I'm from DC. Couple fun facts about me. One, I love surprises. And two, in exactly 1 week, 19 hours, and 23 minutes, I can legally buy cigarettes and porn. And it sort of worked. I was surprised with a dinner at Dick's Last Resort, which is this restaurant where your waiter is mean to you on purpose, kind of like an Applebee's for masochists. Like, when I asked for a water refill, my waiter told me I just had to wait for my ice to melt. And instead of a tiara, he made me wear this tall, white, pointy paper hat with balloons taped to the top. And on it, he'd written, "No one gives a shit about my birthday." It was like if you crossed a KKK hood with the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter. But instead of telling you your Hogwarts house, it just announced your deepest fears and insecurities to your dinner companions. And as if to illustrate the hat's point, this was not a well-attended affair. It was only the second week of school, so I hadn't made many friends, and it turns out the girl who constantly talks about her birthday is not really a popular figure on campus. And I just felt so homesick and embarrassed and really, really thirsty because I was still waiting on the ice. But by second semester, things were looking up. I'd made some friends. My best friend, Emily, lived across the hall from me, and we'd sort of appointed ourselves the unofficial pep and spirit committee for the dorm. And we bonded because we would make these giant cards out of poster board anytime it was someone's birthday. And I just felt like I'd found this kindred spirit who appreciated an extravagant birthday gesture just like I did. You know, like a friend I could count on for anything. And I just started thinking, you know, this is someone who could execute a surprise party to my exacting standards. But that's a tricky thing to bring up in conversation. So I hatched a plan. Emily had met my best friend from home, Kate, and it turned out I had Kate's Facebook password. And she knew I had the password because every once in a while I'd log on to her account and change her profile so it looked like she was Gimli the dwarf from Lord of the Rings. And we'd always laugh about it. So I figured if Kate didn't care when I used her Facebook to pretend to be a fictional dwarf, she wouldn't care that I used her Facebook to send out a message about my surprise party needs to the universe, which in this particular scenario would be played by Emily's inbox. So in May, I log on as Kate, I send a message to Emily, and I'm like, hey girl, hey, I was just thinking we should totally throw our friend Caitlin a surprise party in the fall. And Emily buys it. And that was supposed to be it. I was just supposed to nudge her in the right direction and walk away. But now I'm invested. And I start coming up with all these great ideas for the party, like songs for the playlist, the venue, themes like Tequila Mockingbird, Fratican City, a toga party called the Broman Empire. And I know that I shouldn't return to the scene of the crime, but it seems really ungenerous to withhold my expertise. So I keep messaging her. And one night I'm in the library, and I've just messaged her my latest idea, which was a panini party called Meet the Press. And she responds, and all she says is, you and Caitlin are never online at the same time. How do I know this is you? And I read it, and I start to panic, and my heart is racing, my palms are sweating, and I think, you know, like, this ruse has gotten out of hand. Maybe this is my chance to come clean. But then I think, like, what if I'm already in too deep? What if I tell Emily and she doesn't think it's funny at all? What if she figures out that I'm needy and selfish and frankly have a really cavalier attitude to other people's online privacy? And what if she doesn't want to be my friend anymore? And what if she tells everyone else and then nobody wants to be my friend? It'll be like Dick's Last Resort all over again. And I can't let that happen. So I think quickly. I log on to a library computer as myself, so it looks like we're both online at the same time. And that seems to work, but it's a close call, so whenever I message her, I have to go to the library just to throw her off the scent. And the pressure of my double life is really getting to me. And one night, I forget to close the chat window when I log off. And as I leave the library, I get a call from Kate, and all I hear on the other side is laughter, so I know the jig is up. She's told Emily everything, so I just trudge home to find Emily, and I can't tell how she's feeling. I know that she really loves 80s rom-coms, so I try to soften her up, and I'm just like, look, I'm just a girl standing in front of another girl asking her to throw me a surprise party. And she's like, okay, first of all, I know you haven't seen that movie, so you can't use that line. And second, you catfished me. I'm not gonna reward that behavior. And she had a point. I'd never seen Dirty Dancing. So I let it go. I thought things went back to normal, but then when we get back to school in the fall, she has all these dinner plans with our other friends that I'm not invited to. So I have to eat dinner alone, and it's just like freshman fall all over again, except worse because I have friends that are just all hanging out without me, which is like one of my top 3 fears. It's like needles, growing old, and that. So I'm feeling kind of glum when I go home to my room one night and I unlock the door to our suite, and our common room's completely dark, and then the lights go on and everyone yells, "Surprise."